ask that question of what, I can't really, a very initial impression, I don't.
Neither has probably said much. So it's hard to make an impression. But I remember just going in, talking about all the gear, and had a couple of, a drum machine or something, but the records that he was playing, I think he played me a third bass album, and I thought it was good, sounded good, and maybe Tackhead.
It was quite, when we were students, it was people, there weren't that many students who wanted to go to places like the Hacienda and stuff. They're all quite happy in the Union Bar or in the rugby club dinner or whatever. There weren't that many people who would want to go clubbing. Even though at the time Manchester had like the Hacienda was like the best club in the world kind of thing. And we'd gone there with that. Both of us had gone there with that in our minds kind of thing. It was strange that there weren't more people who wanted to go really. And so that was an immediate bonding thing, that we'd go up and queue outside the Hacienda at like 6:30 on a Friday night and have our tea in the Hacienda and stuff like that. And then we'd also met loads of people who were like, inspiring. Justin Robertson and the clubs he used to do with Greg Fenton, and Justin was interesting for us because he was like someone. He was a bit like us really. He was a student who'd gone up to Manchester and he'd sort of carved out this sort of way for him. He served an Eastern Bloc, which was like, been to record shops before in London and stuff, but never been to a record shop like that. That was like, just had all the latest records and all weird, interesting records, and it was really important, the people who worked there, because they would be the people who'd be feeding you the tunes. And it's a brilliant, it just really got us fired up about music and making music. And also, if you think about Manchester, it's quite small. It was a big city, but the scene was quite small. You'd see the same sort of people. You'd see the same people every week, and they were doing things. They were running clubs, or they were putting out records, or doing remixes, or DJing, and it all just seemed really possible. Whereas before it always seemed quite a remote thing, the idea of making records and stuff. I made records before in a band area, that sort of band I was in school with two friends. And that was sort of something separate. And then we started DJing together, and it was, we'd always be hunting out these records that were like the B-side, second cut on the B-side of a hip-hop record, so it would be the instrumental with strange effects and strange noises and stuff. And those are the records that we'd always gravitate towards playing when we were DJing. And it just came to the fact that we couldn't find any more. And we had this idea of what would be the perfect record for our club at the time. And we were trying to make that record to play at our club at Naked Under Leather kind of thing. And I had a little studio in my bedroom, and we just sort of went from there, following this sort of idea of a tune that would work in the club.
Well, I think the first EP we put out, 14th Century Sky, that's really what we regard as the sort of first official thing that we, proper thing we were presenting to people. The songs were kind of one-off. Is that 14th Century Sky EP had 4 tracks on it, all very different. One's almost Virgin Islands, kind of what you might describe as ambient. It's very beautiful, soothing piece of music. And then you got Chemical Beats, which is really jarring, and then a couple of other tracks, and they're all different pieces. So that first statement, that's kind of carried through everything we've done, and that was there right at the start. So for us to kind of have been worried about how other people, perceive us as a big beat and one trick ponies or something, that's just far off from art. There's people not listening to what we've done.
We used to be really suspicious, didn't we, of video when we started?
Well, you didn't make a couple.
Like Leave Home wouldn't make a video for it.
That didn't seem like art records would be going in the charts or anything, or be, they were just club records.
What's the point?
We don't want to make them like, Yuzuru or something, Open Your Mind sort of video, cartoon type. Or pictures, old footage of people in the 30s dancing, I think. Those are the sort of videos they have for club tracks. But now we're well into it. I think you'd be a mug to not want to get the best visual presentation of your music. It's exciting for us to have met people like Michel Gondry and Dominic and Spike Jones and people. They've been brilliant for us. But we haven't come up with the ideas ourselves. We've just come up with good people to work on our tracks, and hopefully, the music is. We work with directors who've been really excited about the music we've given them even, and that's why they've worked out so well. you know, our videos are not about trying to make us look cool or whatever, which, you know, what might be a bit of a job, but the fact is that leaves people's imagination to do whatever they want with it, with the song they get. You know, it's not about, you know, us being 20 foot high, and that's why people have done these mad videos.
And I always think of, like, you know, when we play live or something, and I just, you know, you see the music affecting people, and you know, it's at that moment, you know, why your music exists, you know, it's for yourself, you know, to make, you know, me feel something. It's like, you know, that's what I like about, you know, making music from that sort of selfish point of view, is that it gives, you know, on a basic level, it makes me feel good. You know, I like the feeling of making music and creating something and having this thing that you make, and you know, that it can affect people. And then, you know, the next stage of that is seeing other people affected by it as well. You know, making, you know, changing someone's mind, kind of thing. You know, on a, you know, not on some great, you know, big scale of changing your mind, you know, but just making someone dance or making someone feel differently than they did 10 minutes ago. I think is, you know, is a really exciting thing. Yeah, I mean, you know, it's exciting when you know that your music, when people tell you that the music you've written has become part of, you know, like a nice car journey or something. It's a good feeling. I like it.